Now the 16th Sunday of Ordinary Time. So we have the apostles returning, and they seem to be tired in Mark's Gospel. They were out doing good things. And Jesus says, okay, let's have a retreat day. Let's go across to a deserted place and be by ourselves, and we can talk about what you did, all the great things you did. So they go, but the crowds have heard what Jesus had sent the apostles to do, and they know where they are, and they see them get in the boat, so they run around to the other side of the lake and get there before the apostles. And they said, ooh, there goes our picnic day, there goes our retreat. And then Jesus sees them. There's a wonderful phrase. He sees them with pity. The real word is he receives them. He sees them with receptivity, open, available. He receives them as they are. Now, some are coming to see miracles. It's an event. But some come with deep need. Whatever they came for, they came with their lives. They wanted entertainment or healing or instruction or food. They come with what brings them inside. Jesus receives whatever they are, however they are. Which leads me to reflect this week about, I haven't spoken much about this, but it's about prayer. And the apostles and Jesus were having prayer, and they were disturbed by the phrase says, the comings and goings. There were many comings and goings. Most of us suffer in one way from praying, and we have something about which to pray, a scripture passage or a situation, but then we get distracted. The Latin pulls us down. Tractor comes from that word, distraction. Excuse me. What pulls me away from prayer, I'm going to say something funny, but what pulls us away from prayer also is prayer. So what you start out somewhere, you start here, you end up way over here or way over there. How did I get there? And so if you want some prayer time, we are distracted by important things. And way over here is important. Maybe not. I say, that was a distraction that wasn't important. To come back to what's important is what prayer is. But we're going to be distracted. Our minds are a popcorn popper. They say you can think of one thing for about a second, and then it moves on to something else. And so, when I pray in the morning, I am aware that I'm going to be distracted. I have my mug of Irish tea, and I'm in a comfortable place, and I'm trying to be quiet. It's quiet in the early morning. But my mind is a very active popcorn popper. And I'm saying that's prayer, to realize that I can't turn off my mind and call that prayer. I might turn off my mind and go to sleep. That's not prayer. Prayer is staying faithful to what attracts me. Well, this situation attracts me to this. Is that worthy of my prayer? Maybe where I started isn't where I really am. But maybe I have to say, is this important? Now, what's important to me? And I've prayed with this. I pray with the day that's coming. I live a very active life. But I feel sorry for the people with whom I will walk that day. I feel sorry for them if I haven't prayed. I didn't pray without distractions, however. But I kept coming back. How did I get here? Pray with that. Maybe that's where you really are. Or way over here. I want to pray with my reality. And God's care for me is here, and if I'm over here, it's still the same loving God praying within me and around me. Prayer isn't something I do. Prayer is something I receive. But grace and prayer they don't change the activity of my intellect and my imagination and my memory. It's all there. And we have to believe that God is not saying, stay true to the text. Stay right there. If you get distracted, that's bad. I'm not there. I'm only one place. No, our loving God is praying all the time wherever I am. And I wake up to his presence. I'm over here. I wake up. Yes, you are showing me that's more important than where I started. No, pray there. My heart is there. My spirit is there. My pain is there. My joys are there. I begin by saying, how am I right now? Where am I? And the apostles were all set for a prayerful retreat day. And they got distracted. And Jesus, showing that abundant love, says, we started one place, but the people, they're waiting for you and for me. And Jesus healed them, and the apostles said, we'll do that too. So prayer is not something I do. It's something I am, and it's something that God does through me. But I give myself time to receive myself and to receive God's love for me now, and when I'm here, when I'm there. And I wake up and say, you still love me even though I'm thinking about yesterday's ball game. Yep, I'm calling you back. What's important? Where is your heart? Where are your desires? Those aren't selfish. That's where he is meeting us. Jesus meets us in our truth. I start with my truth, but I end up with, my truth over here. I'm still the same person. It's still the same unconditional loving God. Slowly, perhaps calling me back to where I really am. It's this simple. Love wants to be where the beloved is. I start here to be loved. I drift over here because that's my mind. Is the loving God still there with me? Yes. But calling me back little by little, gently, not accusing, not pointing at me. Get back. Get back to where you belong. No, you belong to yourself where you are, and I love you there. Distractions are invitations to be who I am. That's a strange way to say it. But the comings and goings allowed the apostles to be who they really were and to let Jesus be revealed to them. The object of God's love is the constant creation and recreation of each of us. Prayer gives us time to catch up with that creative love. As I said, I feel sorry for the people that I'm going to meet today if I haven't prayed this morning. Did I pray with distractions? Yes, but he kept calling me back. And sometimes I smile and say, yeah, that's who I am. I'm a drifter. I'm a distractor. And you don't tell me to get back in the boat and go back. You don't belong here. I belong, like the apostles, with the distractions of people's comings and goings in my heart, in my head, in my imagination. There's lots of comings and goings. And Jesus is saying, I'll pray over you so you can be like Jesus. Touch, heal, listen, bless, feed, accompany. This is what the apostles did, is what Jesus did. So we receive the Eucharist and our prayer, the prayer over us, this is my body. You are my beloved. Now go and be who you are among my people.